Hello, dolphins, and welcome to Cooking with Some Math with Miss Rehome. Today we're going to make cinnamon snails. It's a little tasty treat that's pretty simple to make. But first you want to get your parents' permission because we will need the oven, the microwave, and the knife. So once you get their permission, let's go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees. That's going to be preheating while we're making it. Go ahead and wash your hands, which I've already done, and we're going to get our ingredients ready. Today we're going to need bread, cream cheese, sugar, some cinnamon, and butter. You'll also need something to melt the butter in, your measuring spoons, and a knife that doesn't have to be too sharp, something to put the cream cheese on, and of course, your baking sheet. Again, Mrs. Rehome likes to cover hers, so I don't have as much cleanup to do at the end. I've also made this recipe before, and it didn't make that much. So today, I'm going to double it. What does double it mean? It means we're going to multiply it by 2, all the ingredients. So let's go over the ingredients that we have. So the original recipe says I need 2 pieces of bread. We're going to double that. So we need to multiply it by 2. So 2 times 2 equals 4. I'm going to change pens here. So that means we need 4 pieces of bread. Then we also need 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. So we have 2, again, times 2, which will give us 4 tablespoons of cream cheese. Our next ingredient was 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. So here we have 1.5 times 2. Which can also be 1.5 plus 1.5. So for your older kids, you have 2 wholes right here, and 2 halves make a whole. So we are going to have 3 tablespoons of sugar. The next one's a little tricky. I'm going to do a lot of the math in my head. We needed 3/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, so 3/4 times 2, which is going to give you 6/4. Again, older kids, you're going to divide that 4 into 6. It's going to go in there one time, and you'll have 2/4 left over, which reduces down to 1/2. That's how much cinnamon we need. 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. And our last ingredient was 1/8 of a cup. Actually, let's change that because I know 1/8 of a cup is 2 tablespoons of. So next we needed 2 tablespoons of butter. So 2, again, times 2 equals 4 tablespoons of butter. And there we have our recipe. It's easy when you're doubling it because you just add it to itself. Let's go ahead and turn this down so you can see what I'm going to be doing. So here are my 4 slices of bread. The first thing you need to do is remove the crust. So let's do that pretty quickly. And if you want to go out and feed the birds with that, you can go out and feed the birds with that. Or your mom may need it in a recipe or something. So there we have our 4 pieces of bread. The next you're going to do is spread a tablespoon of cream cheese on each slice. So here I have 4 tablespoons, and I've already softened this to save us some time. So I'm going to cut it into equal parts and spread it on our bread. Done with that. I also usually have a paper towel nearby, so when your hands get sticky or something, you can wipe them. The next thing we need to do is make our cinnamon sugar. We need, remember, 3 tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2, and 3. Then we need 1½ teaspoons of our cinnamon. One teaspoon and 1/2 teaspoon. Use one of these to just stir it up a little bit. So now we have our cinnamon sugar mixture. And again, before we started this, I went ahead and melted the butter. So I'm going to give that a little stir again. And now we're going to roll our bread. Got to be a little bit gentle so that we don't break it. We've got these all rolled up. Now we have 4 rolls. I'm going to want you to cut them into 3 pieces each. Try to get them as even as you can. So if I cut 4 into 3, we're going to have 4 times 3. How many pieces are we going to have? Let's do that math real quick. We have 4 times 3. Right. We're going to have 12. We're going to end up with 12 pieces. That's why when I told you I did this before, it only made 6 pieces. That wasn't any fun. So you're going to continue to keep cutting them up. Then what you're going to do, after they're all cut up, is you're going to dip them in the butter. Just give them a little bit of butter. And then put them in the cinnamon sugar and coat them up. And put them on your tray. Oops. Try to keep one hand dry. Then you don't get cinnamon sugar butter all over the place. Put it in there. Coat it with the cinnamon and sugar. Roll it around a little bit. Put it on your tray. So once you get all that done, you're going to put it in the oven for 12 minutes. And after that 12 minutes, they're going to be very hot. And when they come out, you're going to have little bitty bites. Let them cool off. You can eat them warm, they said, or let them cool way down. And you're going to have a nice, yummy treat. I hope you enjoyed it.